touch on before I forget is when you talked about in a first person shooter, it's a lot more about refining your skills, taking the things that you're good at and taking it from that level of good to proficient. And and you kind of touched on it a little bit, and it's that sensitivity. I feel like sensitivity plays a huge part, like you said, in that person perspective versus a third person, because you could be maxed out in sensitivity in a third person perspective, but it's not going to change your environment a whole lot. It's just basically going to reposition you faster within that environment. And one thing that I do, especially with Call of Duty, is and it's maxed out now, but I usually start at about like a medium to high sensitivity for my look controls, and then every couple weeks or like every month or so, I will bump up my sensitivity a point or half a point or whatever it gets, depending on how sometimes it goes by a full point, sometimes it goes by half points as far as the sensitivity. But I feel like it's important for every gamer to at least try that, because honestly, if you play at say sensitivity 12 and the max is a 20, if you play at sensitivity 12 for a month and you switch it to 13, you're probably not going to notice a huge difference. Maybe for the first couple games, you'll notice, oh, I have to correct a little bit more. But guess what? After you play a handful of games or maybe a day or two of playing, that 13 is going to feel like a 12. And then after a week or two, guess what? You bump it up to a 14. Next thing you know, you're up 2 full points of sensitivity, which gives you better range of motion. It makes you quicker in your reaction time, where if you do hear somebody to your left, you're right behind you, you hear glass break, and you realize, oh shoot, there's a window 5 feet away from me, you're able to quick snap to that point. Whereas if you have a low to medium sensitivity, you'd only be halfway to that window before you're dead. So but obviously, having for anybody who's jumping into a game, if you play at like a 10 sensitivity, I'm not saying go change it to 20 right now, because you're gonna suck ass for a
Oh
while.
yeah.